Welcome to my YouTube channel Timeless Tales. The city lights twinkled like scattered diamonds across the evening sky as Sarah Chen adjusted her blazer for the third time. She sat in her wheelchair on the rooftop terrace of the downtown restaurant, watching couples stroll past the glass windows below. The gentle autumn breeze carried the scent of jasmine from nearby planters, but she barely noticed. Her fingers drummed against the armrest of her chair. Another blind date. Another well-meaning friend who insisted they knew someone perfect for her. Sarah had agreed to this meeting only because her assistant Emma had practically begged her to give it a chance. "You work too much," Emma had said. "When was the last time you did something just for yourself?" Sarah couldn't remember. Since the car accident 3 years ago that had changed everything, she had thrown herself into building her tech company. It was easier than dealing with the pitying looks and awkward conversations. Easier than hoping for something that might never come. The restaurant host approached her table, his smile polite but strained. "Miss Chen, your date called. He's running about 20 minutes late." "Traffic," he said. Sarah nodded, unsurprised. She had been stood up twice in the past month. Not that she blamed them entirely. Dating was complicated enough without adding a wheelchair to the equation. She pulled out her phone to text Emma that she was leaving when footsteps echoed across the terrace. "Excuse me, are you Sarah?" She looked up to find a man in worn jeans and a denim jacket, his dark hair slightly tousled from the wind. Motor oil stained his fingers, and there was a small tear in his shirt sleeve. This definitely wasn't her date. Her date was supposed to be a banker. Someone in a pressed suit with clean hands and carefully styled hair. "I'm Jake Martinez," he continued, his voice warm but uncertain. I think there might have been some kind of mix-up." Sarah raised an eyebrow. "A mix-up?" Jake ran his hand through his hair, leaving it even more disheveled. "My buddy Marcus set this up. Said he knew someone who might want to grab dinner. Gave me this address and said to look for a beautiful woman in a beige blazer." He gestured toward her outfit. "But I'm guessing you weren't expecting a mechanic covered in grease." Despite herself, Sarah felt her lips twitch upward. "No, I was expecting a banker named David. And I was expecting... Well, honestly, Marcus didn't tell me much except that you were smart and funny." Jake's eyes met hers, and she noticed they held no trace of discomfort or pity. Just genuine curiosity. "Would it be crazy if we had dinner anyway? I mean, since we're both here." Sarah hesitated. Every instinct told her to politely decline and go home to her safe, predictable apartment. But something in Jake's easy smile made her pause. When was the last time someone had looked at her like she was just a person, not a tragedy or an inspiration? "I suppose it would be a shame to waste the reservation," she heard herself saying. Jake's grin widened as he took the seat across from her. "Great. Fair warning though, I have no idea how to act in a place this fancy. I usually grab burgers from the truck down the street from my shop." "What kind of shop?" Sarah asked, finding herself genuinely curious. "Auto repair. Nothing glamorous, but I love working with my hands. There's something satisfying about taking something broken and making it whole again." He paused, seeming to realize what he'd said. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean." "It's okay," Sarah said quietly. "I'm not broken, just different." The waiter appeared to take their order, and Sarah watched with amusement as Jake studied the menu with the same concentration she applied to quarterly reports. He eventually ordered the chicken, pronouncing the French name with careful deliberation. "So what do you do?" he asked once the waiter left. "Besides look intimidatingly professional, I run a software company. We develop accessibility applications." Sarah found herself relaxing into the conversation. "I started it after." She gestured toward her wheelchair. "After I realized how much technology could help people navigate the world." Jake leaned forward, his interest evident. "That's incredible. What kind of applications?" As Sarah explained her work, she noticed how Jake listened. Really listened. He asked thoughtful questions about voice recognition software and adaptive interfaces. His eyes never drifted to her wheelchair or the way her legs remained still beneath the table. He saw her mind first, her achievements, her passion. The food arrived, and their conversation flowed from technology to favorite books to childhood memories. Jake told her about growing up in a family of mechanics, how his grandfather had taught him that every machine had a soul that spoke if you knew how to listen. "My dad wanted me to go to college, Become an engineer or something, Jake said, cutting into his chicken. But I love what I do. There's honesty in it. A car either runs or it doesn't. No corporate politics or power games. Sarah nodded, thinking of her own daily battles with investors and board members. Sometimes I miss that simplicity. As the evening wore on, Sarah realized she had stopped checking her phone. Stopped thinking about the emails waiting in her inbox or the presentation she needed to finish. For the first time in months, she was simply present in the moment. Jake insisted on walking her to her car, even though she protested she could manage fine on her own. Her adapted vehicle sat in the accessible parking spot, its hand controls visible through the driver's side window. That's pretty cool, Jake said, examining the modifications with professional interest. Custom job, mostly. I had to make some additional adjustments myself. Sarah unlocked the doors, then looked up at him. Thank you for tonight. I haven't had a conversation like that in a long time. Jake's smile was soft in the glow of the streetlights. Neither have I. And Sarah, I know this whole thing was accidental, but would you maybe want to do it again? On purpose this time. Sarah felt something flutter in her chest, a sensation she had almost forgotten existed. Hope, not the desperate kind she had clung to in the hospital, but something quieter and more sustainable. The hope that came from connection, from being seen and valued for who she was. I'd like that, she said. Jake's face lit up. Great. How about Saturday? I know a place with the best burgers in the city. Very casual, no French words on the menu. As Sarah drove home through the quiet streets, she found herself smiling. The city lights blurred past her windows like shooting stars, each one a possibility she hadn't dared to imagine. Sometimes the best things happened when you stopped planning and let life surprise you. Her phone buzzed with a text from Emma. How did it go with David? Sarah typed back. David never showed up. But I met someone much better. The stars continued their dance across the sky, and for the first time in 3 years, Sarah felt like she was dancing too. Thanks for watching these type of stories.